Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the new Marvel Legends Age of Apocalypse Sugar Man Build-A-Figure wave of X-Men Marvel Legends. God, so many different subtitles and headings and captions and whatever. This is Dark Beast. Another beast. We've gotten 3 beasts now within... How long has it been? It's gotta be like a year now. When did that beast come out? It's been a while. Anyway, if you got a cow, you might as well milk it, right? That's a saying. It's probably not, but it is now. And the good thing is, it's a really good cow to milk. This beast mold is great, and I'm going to stick with that saying because it's fun to say. It's a great mold to use, and this one has some new parts, so that's awesome. And it's got a really nice paint job, so that's awesome. But, despite my loving of this figure personally, objectively, there's one thing that does irk me a little bit. And we're going to talk about it. So let's go ahead and get him off the stand and take a closer look. This guy stands just about 7¼ inches tall to the top of his hair, which makes him pretty close to, let's say, 18½ centimeters. I might have said the wrong thing. I might have said centimeters when I meant to say inches before, but you guys could see the ruler if I did say it wrong. And if I didn't, well, just chalk it up to me being crazy. So this figure's gorgeous. I love it. It has much of the same benefit of being gray that this one had, which is the shading is significantly better because it's much more subtle. Now this one, it's very subtle because he's a lot darker, and obviously once you get so dark, it's hard to see shading, but it still looks very nice. Another thing that looks very nice is his trunks. Very, very cool look with the metallic bluish greenish color up against the dark. Like, obviously that's character design, but Hasbro did a good job executing it. Looks awesome. I love it. I don't love that they didn't paint his nails, his claws black. They're supposed to be black. It would have really set the figure off. And even though I don't modify my figures for my collection really ever, just like I painted this guy's white, I'm going to paint this guy's black. It'll look so much better with those painted. Now let's go ahead and talk about the head. We already mentioned how awesome everything else is. The body's awesome. We already mentioned that about 100 times in other videos. The head sculpt. It's an excellent head sculpt. The face looks great. The hair looks great. They actually did a really good job painting it. The eyes, they appear to be separate pieces, which are executed well. Sometimes we don't get that. Sometimes we get mouth, eyes, lip, eyelids. And so this looks way better than like that Wolverine. The hair is actually shaded. It looks really, really good. Lots to like about it. It is too big though. His head is too big. He's supposed to be a big dude, and his head should be big, especially with the hair. I'm not counting the hair, but the face itself is a little bit too big. It's throwing off the proportions, making him look like less of a big dude and more like a large little dude. Does that make sense? Do you guys get what I'm saying here? Let's look at the size comparison. See how with that head it makes the body look big? With that head, it makes the body look not big. Head size plays a big role. Here, actually, let's put all 3 of them up. The blue one and the light gray one have significantly smaller heads than this one. And it still looks good, and most people probably won't notice it, but his face is humongous on this one compared to both of the other guys. And that's not really fair, but it matches anyway, whatever. You get my point. It looks great, head's too big. Why does that keep happening? I don't know. People keep saying, are you going to always say the heads are too big? Yes, as long as they are too big. Why does it keep happening? I have no idea. But luckily, this is still an excellent head sculpt. And because of all the crazy hair and everything, you can get by with it being too big. It's not a deal breaker. But I gotta call it when it happens. Still, aesthetically speaking, this guy gets a 9. I love it. Objectively and subjectively, it's just all around really, really nice looking. Alright, as far as accessories go, we have the exact same hands as before, which means we have a book holding hand and a glasses holding hand. On Dark Beast, without a book or glasses, obviously, and those are silly accessories. Luckily, the book holding hand kind of looks like an arthritic claw hand. The gripping hand for glasses could just be a regular gripping hand. And then we do have a fist hand and a flat hand for his handstand pose. I still think we need some just like clenched up hands, like this kind of pose. Like just that. That'd be great. But we don't. So accessory wise, 5 out of 10. Poor showing using the exact same hands that are worthless on this guy completely. Don't care for that. Alright, now as far as articulation goes, the head is on a ball peg and a hinge, but because of the hair, it's a lot more limited. You can move it around a little bit. It'll rotate just fine. A little bit of attitude, but that hinge, I mean, it helps, but it's not going to do like you don't want to do that probably, so it doesn't accomplish a whole lot, but that's to be expected, that's fine. Butterfly joint is still really nice. It goes all the way back, which is definitely helpful. Doesn't go that far forward, which is not that helpful. Shoulders rotate just fine. They go all the way out to the side. Bicep swivel, that's all good. Everything's the same as before. I don't need to really say it again, but I'll go ahead and show you anyway. Diaphragm joint is still good. Ab crunch is fine. No waist twist renders the ab crunch relatively, well, halfway useless. Definitely a bummer. Hips work really nice without dropping down. They go forward pretty far. You can still drop them down. Sometimes they want to fight you, but honestly, the dropping down doesn't give you that much range. Like, I feel like they just did it to do it, and it is cool in theory, but you don't really gain that much, so I just don't use it. Look at that. I mean, you still get plenty of range, so I mean, it's fine. It doesn't hurt the figure any, so that's cool. Thigh swivel is a thigh swivel. Double jointed knees are still double jointed knees. Plus, there's one thing I love about this. I have to point it out. At least up here. Down here, they kind of did it. They still have that flat thing going on, which I don't understand why they do it. If you cut off that pointy part right there, that right angle, the legs look so much more natural. And that's kind of what they did up here. It looks so much better not having a big flat hunk of plastic on the front of the figure. But either way, you get good range out of the knees, that's fine. Feet still have really good range going forward, really good range going back, a really nice rocker, and a floppy toe hinge, which still sucks and makes the figure want to fall over too much. But ultimately, this guy has good articulation. I will give it, I don't know, an 8 or a 9. Whatever I said before, I'm probably not going to give it the same number every time, but 8 or 9, it's really good. All in all, it's really, really good. If it had a waist twist, it would be just about perfect. If it had a waist twist and a butterfly that went forward, maybe it would be perfect. Really strong release, guys. I love it subjectively. Objectively, I love it, but just a little bit less for a few of the issues, but still, I think you guys are going to like it. I definitely recommend it, 100%. It is a must-buy at an 8 or a 9. That's what I'm going to give it, an 8 or a 9. Really, really, really nice release, guys. I think you should get it. So there it is, guys. Thanks for watching. If you didn't like the video, give it a thumbs down. If you did like the video, though, give it a thumbs up. And if you were somewhere in between, just flip a coin. Pick one. Doesn't matter. YouTube likes the interaction no matter which one you click on, so I really don't care. And if you didn't subscribe, if I stutter some more, you should subscribe, because I have new videos almost every single day, and for the days I don't, I've got thousands already on the channel, so you can just click on them and watch them and hear my soothing voice in your ear holes. So make sure you come back for all of that, and in the meantime, keep collecting.